Good. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to welcome you to tonight's Planning and Zoning meeting for Thursday, August the 3rd, 2023. Our first order of business will be our public hearings, and our first public hearing is the amendment to Section 410-.080 Subdivision Design Standards, Amendment -131. Mr. Burks, if you'll bring us up to speed, sir.
Right, on Section 410-080 Subdivision Design, Section F, Number 1, residential lots shall not have less than 70 feet in width at the front building line. We're going to just remove the except in R1 where the width shall be 125 feet. So on that code, we're just removing that line and we're going to leave 70 feet width. The public hearing was posted in Warren County Record on July 13th, 2023. Do you have any questions?
Not at this time. Anyone else here tonight would speak on behalf of that? You would? Step to the podium and state your name, sir, for the record. We don't know you.
For the record, Bart Corman.
Corman.
And I'll just speak as a citizen on this one.
Okay.
There's a discrepancy in the code on what that lot width is, and this cleans that up, and it sets the minimum like everything else. But for developers, street frontage is expensive, and so you if you can shrink that up and still get those larger lots, it's still, I think, a worthwhile project. So that's part of the reason, but it's also to clean up a discrepancy in the code.
So in a nutshell, you're okay with that?
Yeah, I'd like to clarify the code.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else tonight to speak on behalf of that? Hearing none, we'll close that public hearing and move on to our next public hearing, which is the amendment to Section 405 Zoning Regulations, Article 2 Zoning District Regulations, Amendment 132. Mr. Burks?
This section we're going to remove and add some sections that we did last summer, where we removed multifamily housing from R3, and we changed the lot size and the home sizes. So the first one is in the RC2 commercial district. Lot width number 2, 3, and 4 will be deleted. RC2, we're changing the 8400, that was the multifamily, and we're going to change it to 10,000. That's what we changed the other code to. On the RC2, we're going to remove the 8,000 for the area regulation, and we're adding 10,000 in the C1 neighborhood floor area. We're going to delete the 1,000 and we're adding 1,200. C2 floor area, we're deleting the 1,000 and adding 1,200. And in the C3 on the floor area, we're removing the 1,000 and adding 1,200. So all the codes will be the same as the updated from last summer. The public hearing notice was posted in Warren County Record on July 12, 2023.
Thank you, Mr. Burks. Anyone have a comment on that public hearing? Hearing none, we'll close our public hearings for the night. We'll open up our public comments, and our only public comment tonight is the Pope Farm Boundary Line Adjustment Subdivision -112. Mr. Burks?
Diane Pope has submitted an application for boundary line adjustment plat for 1106 Steinhagen Road. The proposal seeks to modify the boundaries of Lot 1 and Lot 2. The plat shows a 50-foot road and utility easement would be added to the west side of Lot 1 and Lot 2. The proposal plat would also add a 20-foot easement to the north, east, and south boundaries of Lot 1 and a 10-foot easement to the south side of Lot 2. This area is zoned residential under the provision of R2 medium density residential district requirements, and any further developments of the area is subject to review to ensure compliance with all provision of the R2 district and city code requirements. Staff has reviewed the property line adjustment plat and found that the proposal is consistent with the Chapter 410 of the subdivision regulations of Warrenton Municipal Code. Bart Corman from Lewis and Beatty's here and can answer any questions on this project. And at this time, on Lot 2, there's nothing's been submitted to build any residential parcels on that. Do you have any questions for me?
Anybody have any questions at this time? Is there anybody else that would like to speak at this time during the public comment section? Mr. Corman, the floor is yours, sir. Thank you.
For the record, Bart Corman with Lewis and Beatty Surveyors and Engineers. Also have Diane Pope, the applicant here. Tim did a good job explaining it, but the existing house there, we're reconfiguring the lines there so that the house can have actual legal access to Arlington Way, and allow a strip large enough for a future street if Lot 2 would ever be developed. And so this way the house could be sold separately from the property and vice versa without restricting it. But it's pretty simple. We're just moving some lines around and clarifying that, but I'll take any questions anybody has and address any concerns anybody may have.
So where is there a proposed location for the access on Arlington, or this subdivision just allows it in the future?
So this subdivision just allows it in the future. Right now the driveway comes up through an old part of Steinhagen, and title on that and clarification on that, and if Lot 2 is going to be sold, then the driveway would be on Lot 2, and so we'd come across the ability to come to Arlington Way, so that way it truly has legal access, even though the driveway is going to stay where it is for now. But if Lot 2 would be sold and developed and didn't access a street, they would have the ability to access off Arlington right there for that 183 feet or something like that.
Thank you.
You want to speak? Step to the podium. Just state your name for the record and...
Jean Austin. My question is if they build those back there, are they going to come in on Pin Oak and use our road? Because we are seniors there, you know, and we have a lot of traffic on that road as is. Are they going to bring more traffic through that little side road on Pin Oak? That's my question.
At this time, I don't have an application for anything being built there. So if they were to propose building something, they would have to come back through P&Z, and everybody would be notified.
That's our only concern.
Is Pin Oak the road that would be on the eastern border of that property? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Oh, I see it now. Sorry. Thank you.
Anyone else at this time? Hearing none, we'll close our public comments for this evening, and we'll open up the regular meeting for tonight with our meeting minutes from our last meeting, which was from May the 4th, 2023. It's been a while.
Right?
Does anybody have any questions or comments from the minutes from our last meeting? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from the May 4th, 2023 meeting.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Dieterman, second by Mr. Cornell to approve the minutes as submitted. Any other comments or questions? Roll call vote.
Mr. Barton.
Yes.
Mr. Durbin.
I wasn't here.
Mr. Cooper.
Yes.
Mr. Dieterman.
Yes.
Mr. Cornell.
Yes.
Ms. Cullum.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0 with 1 abstention and 4 absent. We'll move on to the amendment to section 410.080 subdivision design standards, amendment 131 that was discussed earlier. Does anybody got any questions for that before we go on?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you're removing the exception, you're standardizing consistently, right?
Yes, correct.
And that 70 feet is from the road to the house?
That's the width of the front building line
Okay.
requirement.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion?
I make a motion, we accept the change.
Second it.
A motion by Mr. Durbin, second by Mr. Cooper to approve the amendment to section 410.080 subdivision design standards, amendment 131. Any other questions or comments? Roll call vote.
Mr. Durbin?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Dieterman?
Yes.
Mr. Cornell?
Yes.
Ms. Cullum?
Yes.
Mr. Barton?
Yes, motion passes 6-0 with 4 absent. Next order of business will be amendment to section 405 zoning regulations, article 2 zoning district regulations, amendment -132. Any questions regarding that issue tonight? Entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Durbin once again, second by Mr. Cooper again, to approve the amendment to section 405 zoning regulations, article 2 zoning district regulations, amendment -132. Any other questions or comments? Roll call vote.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Dieterman?
Yes.
Mr. Cornell?
Yes.
Ms. Cullum?
Yes.
Mr. Barton?
Yes.
Mr. Durbin?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0 with 4 absent. And the last order of business tonight will be the Pope Farm boundary line adjustment subdivision -112. And just to reiterate, tonight all we're doing is moving the boundaries, nothing else, correct?
Yes, sir.
Anything else that is done to that property will come back in front of us, just like anything else.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I would make a motion to approve the boundary line adjustments as submitted.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Cornell, second by Mr. Dieterman, to approve the Pope Farm boundary line adjustment as submitted in subdivision -112. Does anybody else have a question or comment?
I got one
Yes,
question.
you go ahead, sweetheart.
Is there 2 lots in here?
There's 2 lots.
Okay.
The existing home is on Lot 1.
Okay.
And the rest of the acreage is Lot 2.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? We'll take a roll call vote.
Mr. Dieterman?
Yes.
Mr. Cornell?
Yes.
Ms. Cullum?
Yes.
Mr. Barton?
Yes.
Mr. Durbin?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0 with 4 absents. We'll close the meeting and open it up to Mr. Burks if you have any comments for us.
We will have a meeting next month. I have 2 items on the agenda.
For September?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else got anything for the good of the group? Thanks for coming out tonight, and appreciate it. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Cornell, seconded by
Second it.
Dieterman. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Have a nice weekend. Thank you.